Right, okay, well we'll let you crack on with that.
We're in demand now.
You are, yeah. You're used to that.
Oh, yeah. Could be a
Come and
busy
grab you.
year.
Well, yeah, we'll let them know, so like 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Don't do that, I'm coming out in the sun. It's bloody cold in that room.
It is going to be a little bit loud, okay? We have our German friends here.
Yes, thanks.
Hey. They don't often. These guys don't often get a cheer, but it's usually like the boos. But anyway, we do have our German contingent here. They're going to give a short talk about some of the weapons used in World War II, not just the German weapons. Ladies and gents, it will be loud. If you're not sure, if you take your hands, place your hands in front of your ears with your palms facing forward, don't cup your ears. If you cup your ears, it can reverberate the sound. So just place your hands in front of your ears would be better. Some of them are loud, okay, but ladies and gents, all we'll ask is please stay behind the wire. We don't want anybody stepping forward from the wire. I'm going to base myself on the corner, unless this young man will base himself on the corner. Thank you. So nobody is to go past that young man on the corner. So ladies and gents, I give you our Germans.
Make your mind up.
Get your man up, come on. Let's not be political about it now, come on. Right guys, thanks for turning up for the museum, we really appreciate it. Some of the guys in Germans have travelled a long way to be here. Carlos is represent the German side, so obviously you can't have one side but the other side, so we're here for that. I'm the chairman of the Northern World War II. We're a massive association of over 280 members. And there's two of us. That's your hand. I code you. Also, the Americans at Far Corner are actually with us as well. Carlos has been a few members across just to support the event. We've got members at the moment at all the shows all around the country. So with Carlos invite and a bit of arm bending, we've got to come across and support the show. I'm going to show you a few of the weapons from World War II, just get an idea of the noise and the sound. Obviously we don't politicise anything for the war. The war was a war, it's a horrible thing. We just try and educate people. Education can cross a lot of barriers and let people understand how things work. Never to repeat yourself. Obviously at the present moment in time, as we know the world is as it is. So if we train these, I'm going to show you on 3 weapons. We usually have 4. You know, the Russian rifle, British rifle, German rifle. The Americans, well, it's coming sometime later. We don't wait to turn up. They're always late, as we know. So we'll go through these. Now, like you said, Carl said these are loud. I will be in that direction. Carl has informed the local police force not to send a SWAT team to get me. Well, this is told me that. I didn't get arrested yesterday. These are all licensed with the FAC and they're all gun licensed, so I am allowed to use them. They're all mine. First one here is going to be the loudest one. Get the loudest one by first. This is the Mosin Nagant. This is a Russian World War II rifle. It's got a few names that the Americans called it and a few other people. not very nice names, I can't repeat them. It's not as bad as they say it is. It does what it's meant to do in the tin, the old can of the tin job. It fires a bullet, that's that long way. Now they're probably being loaded these there, I can't remember if I loaded them to fire straight away or I popped them away with them. But the safety is really awkward for. Really awkward for. Put it right back there. So I'll just test it that way first and see if it is actually chambered properly. Right, that's it. These loud, couple of if you want to. No chances to go back first time. Alright. I don't think I did properly. Right. Wow! Right, got that down.
Wow.
That noise alone is terrifying, mate.
Wow.
Funny last night on Friday night. On Friday with a fox in here. There's no fox last night, I don't know why. I don't think he was ready for this. Now I've opened the chamber, you can see it's now empty. There's nothing in the chamber, it's perfectly safe. It won't be a bit warm, it's safe. That's what the Russians used against the Germans.
Wow.
Now as you realise, how many rounds has that fired?
Oh.
Only 5 up magazine. Even it has got a slight magazine, it still holds 5. Now I'm changing weaponry. British 303. And I always get it wrong, where is it again? What is it? Number 4. It's my gun, isn't it? But you see the difference? Has a magazine on the bottom of it. Now, obviously with the magazine, it means it holds more rounds. And I know this wasn't chambered because I could hear it. Now the only problem is it's a bit awkward and more to do, but at least it's not shouldn't be as loud. Right. The reason that is more awkward to use is not the gun's fault, it's not my fault. This gun has been smoothbored to make a 410 shotgun, which they did in the 80s. The problem is a 410 shotgun around won't fit in anyway. I've tried. So why it was smoothbored, I don't know. It doesn't calibrate in properly, it doesn't push the round in correctly. So as you realise, 10 shots. So you've got the advantage there of having 5 more shots in your gun. Now we come to a superb weapon of them all, the German K98, obviously because I'm German. The best one. Disadvantage again, no magazine. So only 5 rounds again. The Mauser mechanism for the bolt action on this was used on all the guns, copied it on everything. The way the gun works. So a lot of guns have used this system. Now, I was going to say earlier, you see some of the stuff behind me, like the machine gun on the tripod. That's an MG34. Right, George, 34. That means it was designed in 1934. You know, right, what numbers I've where they are. 1934. This is a car 98. That's 1898. This gun's 1898. Obviously, it's slightly different at that period of time. This one is a 1937 issued weapon. So, it should be quite a bit. Ready? Woo! It's easy to use it. Number 303, if I go back to the British one, when the British troops were trained to use these, our British lads, so they aren't British obviously, they could fire then when there was perfect not smoothbore, or like a machine gun. The German forces, when they attacked the First World War, the Second World War, obviously different version of the First World War, but fire these guns that fast, Germans wouldn't have to against machine guns. So easy to fire the K98. If you're a trained soldier, you can fire these 10 rounds faster than 5 rounds. Because that's the way they designed it. From there, what I did do yesterday, I bought a couple of pistols. Now these are manufactured as blank fire pistols. That means they're live weapons to train, manufactured as they are, so they obviously work. These are made to go bang. Now they vent to the top, they don't come out the front, but what we call them, they're made out of monkey metal. They're designed so if you put a live round in, it blows up, so no one can be hurt or yourself. But the problem with these is, because they're not really made as proper guns, if they work, you're lucky. So we'll just see if they do actually work in chamber. You never know. Stranger things have happened. Like I said. It's kind of a fad, isn't it? We're at the battlefield and trying to shoot someone, you can't get on. Talk among yourselves for a minute.
I wrote the English are going.
No, we might get somewhere. But it's done. Four out of 5's not bad. The coach just was a 3, but I mean, now, that was the PPK. If you're a James Bond fan, James Bond liked the PPK. This is the standard German pistol. We get the Luger and the Brumman and Mauser, they're First World War weapons, they use them, but this is what the Germans use. Hitler had one of these, this bunker. And you can imagine what he did with it, alright? So hopefully, we'll see. Hardly ever touches or use these. I don't even fire the rifles off. That's that sort of. Right guys, so thanks for watching that. It's only a little demonstration. I said to Carl, next year we're going to bring some more of the groups out of the association up to or across to this show. So I'm going to bring the Polish unit, so we've got someone to chase, and I'll probably bring some more of the try and get one of our allied groups here, one of the commando groups. So what we're doing for Carl next year, we'll do a bigger display. That's only a small display. We'll get some of the machine pistols out. Sorry, I don't know if you want to try it. Left the car again, didn't you? Yeah, you forgot it again, didn't you? He forgot his machine gun, so he's lost. The next
I have seen it is going to be a little bit loud. If you are concerned, if you have flat hands, place your hands in front of your ears, don't cup them, just place your hands in front of your ears, point it slightly backwards, and it will reduce the sound, okay? So if you please do come in, yeah, have a good view. I'm going to pass you over to these gentlemen. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Cambridge Regiment.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Cambridge Regiment. Thank you. These are not the Germans.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lance Corporal Wybrew of the Cambridgeshire Regiment, specifically the 2nd Battalion Cambridgeshire Regiment. I'm joined today by Sergeant Major Mitcham, Private Jarvis and Private Page. Today we'll be kind of talking you through a few bits of equipment, predominantly firearms in the Second World War, used by British infantry throughout the war, but kind of walking you through a sort of a time period as well as a what these weapons were used for and how they kind of came about. If you do want to please gather round more to the right. You have this entire length of rope, and actually all the fire will be done towards the trees, so get as close as you like. they don't bite. So we're not going to start our story in the Second World War, but instead just before the First World War. This rifle here. This is the Lee Enfield. Or more accurately, this is the short magazine Lee Enfield. Short because the weapon is a lot shorter than its predecessor. Magazine because it has an internal magazine. Lee, named after the gentleman who designed it, and Enfield was placed in London where it was made. This was Britain's bolt-action rifle going into the First World War. It served almost every single soldier of the war. Most of them would have been trained to use one of these, and even more of them would have been armed with them. It is chambered in 303 rifle round, a large caliber rimmed round, and its popularity and its mass production meant that it was still being used by Britain in 1939, when Hitler invaded Poland and the British government declared war on Germany. Now, as beautiful and as amazing and popular as this weapon was, there were a few problems with it, mainly its production. Not that it was hard to produce or difficult to produce, but instead it could have been easier to produce. And very quickly, the Second World War became a war not of who had the best tanks, who had the best planes, who had the most men, but who could make the most stuff. And one of those bits of stuff were rifles and firearms. So, Britain enters the war in 1939 with the short magazine Lee Enfield, and quickly realises that they want the same rifle that they can produce a lot easier, which means they can have a lot more of them. This brings us to the number 4 Lee Enfield, a later bolt-action rifle, demonstrated here by the two privates. You'll see it's almost in essence the same rifle. It still has that same shorter length, that same magazine. There are even some of them still made in Enfield. But they've simplified so many factors of this weapon. The sights, a lot simpler, the barrel, a lot simpler, and what that means is that more of these can be made because this is a world war. There are millions of soldiers, especially in the British Empire and the British Commonwealth, fighting around the world. And the more weapons we can make, the more we can send around the world, and the more men that can fight with them. Our Sergeant Major here is going to demonstrate the firepower of this rifle and its use on the battlefield before we discuss a little bit more about how exactly it was used and why it was used. Sergeant Major Mitchum, over to you.
Number 1, stand by position. In front position, down. Carry on. Unload. Show clear. E-springs. Stand up. Twist back. Up, 2, twist forward. Number 1, twist back. Okay. Firing from other positions. Kneeling. 5 rounds. Low. prime time, carry on.